Shout out, show us you got New England pride, stand up. Shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us, show us, show us you got New England pride. I said, show us, show us, show us you got New England pride.
Hey kids, it's Dale LePage here, and welcome to another exciting edition of New England Pride TV. I'm going to start it off by reading a letter that we received, which touched me in a good way. Dear Dale, I have written this letter a few times, but I get nervous and don't mail them. I wanted to thank you for your show, New England Pride TV. I have watched the episodes and learned a lot. Growing up in the 70s and then the 90s in a Catholic home, transgender was never talked about. Actually, I don't remember the term transgender even being around. You were either a cross-dresser or a transvestite, two very uncomfortable terms that I remember. I also remember the first time I ever told anyone my secret. It was in Catholic school. Yes, thinking back now, it wasn't the smartest move. But the bruise is healed and life moves on. I do believe that life is easier today for the younger generation, and people are much more open-minded than it was in my day. I wrote this letter to say thank you. I've learned a lot from your shows. I did not know about the groups and the contacts you mentioned in your previous episodes. Thank you. Big thanks to the young woman on episode 1 who talked about programs in her schools. That is a very important subject. I was very impressed by her, and I'm learning a lot about me and the world around me from your show. Thank you. Signed, P.F. Well, P.F., thank you for writing that letter, because it means so much. If you'd like to write a letter with any feedback, comments, questions, or concerns, just find us on Facebook and send us a private message. If you have a message for Lady Sabrina, you can do that there too. Next, I'd like to tell you about something really exciting that's coming up from our sponsors at TNT Guys Travel. Did you know that October was Plan a Cruise Month? Yes, it is, because cruise planners can do it all for you. You can do anything you want at Cruise Planners and plan the cruise or travel of your dreams. They're also giving away a cruise, a free cruise, a week-long cruise, if you just go to www.cruisesmile.org. Winners will be chosen once a week at random. Who wouldn't like to win a cruise? I know I would. Next, I want to tell you before we begin the show, well, we've already begun, but I have more information because our sponsors at the Hanover Theatre for Performing Arts are having a fantastic show coming up. It's a show called Kinky Boots. If you haven't seen the show or haven't heard of the show, look it up, because you'll want to go and buy tickets. I've already got my tickets, so I'll see you there. It's Kinky Boots, and it's happening from November 30th to December 4th. That's all I have for the opening, and now we're going to start with our guests. We are here now, and I'm very proud to have the winner of the Mr. Gay Rhode Island Pride 2016, Mr. Joe DeMauro.
Thank you so much for having me here.
It is our pleasure. Congratulations on the title.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, the first question I'm going to ask you is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm 22 years old. I am originally from Warwick, Rhode Island, but I currently live in Fall River, Massachusetts, and since that's 15 miles away from Providence, I consider, well, it's qualified for Mr. Gay Rhode Island.
And they're lucky. It's their luck that it was. Now, tell us about what made you want to compete for Mr. Gay Rhode Island.
Yeah, so I have a platform I'm very passionate about. It's mental health. Personally, I battled depression and anorexia, and that's an issue that's very huge in the LGBT community, especially gay men. So I wanted to bring that to light, and I think this platform would be really great to do that.
That's absolutely true, because this platform that you're talking about has now got you on New England Pride TV.
Thank you.
And you can get your message out to even more of the people that are watching at home. Yeah. Now, you say you've battled it with this yourself. Mm-hmm. What's that journey been like for you?
So for the past 4 years, I went from 115 pounds to a stabilized. I would go every single, almost weekly to an eating disorder clinic. But I got the help that I needed. I had a great support system, and I learned a lot about myself and anorexia in itself too. So I don't go anymore. I'm cleared from it, but it was great.
But your journey will inspire others.
Yeah, that's what I hope I can do.
And now, as Mr. Gay Rhode Island, will you be going out speaking in different places? Will you try to get the message out that way?
Yeah, so I recently started a nonprofit organization called Project Fearless, And the design is for that, because what we look at what ways that would stop people from getting treatment is they don't feel accepted or welcomed,
Right.
or they can't afford to do so. And this organization would help pay for people's co-pays who can't afford to get the treatment.
That is amazing.
yeah,
Now,
thank
it's
you.
called Project Fearless,
Correct.
which right now I'm just amazed because that's the perfect title.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is
Thank you.
fantastic. Now, when is that? Have you already established that and trying to get that word out there?
I launched it last week, and I'm looking to start a clothing line that the proceeds for this clothing line will go to that organization to help fund it
Project
as well.
Fearless.
So, yeah.
When you get that clothing line, when you get the T-shirts or whatever it is, the tank tops that you're getting, send them to me here. I
Thank
will
you so
wear
much.
them on the show.
Thank
I will
you.
talk about your project,
Wow.
which is so important because
you.
I actually talk publicly about anxiety and depression.
Thank you.
So I'd be more than happy to do that.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, let's talk about the Mr. Gatorade Rhode Island contest for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, when you enter that, is there like a swimsuit category? Is there a talent category?
No swimsuit category, but there is.
No swimsuit?
No.
Then I'm
no
not
swimsuit.
going.
No, there was a formal wear. There was an interview. There was a theme wear, which is Alice in Wonderland, and there was a talent competition.
Now, what did you do for your talent?
I sang "Love Yourself" by Justin Bieber.
That was a loaded question because I already know that because I Googled you before you came on today, and I saw you singing that at the competition, and the crowd was going insane. They loved you.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, so I think it was just a very likable song. I think people really liked that one. So I think.
And they liked you. They liked you. They liked the passion. I think that's what they saw.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, one more thing that I wanted to add was usually in these competitions they have like an interview where you have to answer a crazy question too. Did you have to do that, like pull a?
Yeah, I had to pull it out of a bowl, and I got like kind of a silly question, but it was, what would you do with $1 billion if
$1 billion.
you won it? Yeah,
$1 billion.
So, yeah,
okay.
$1 billion.
What would you do? What did you answer? Do you remember?
My answer was that I would pay off my parents' mortgage, I would buy myself a new car, and then I'd go to Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you get to do all that.
I hope so one day.
Sadly, our time has come to an end, but I'd like you to address our viewers and tell them where they can find out about Rhode Island Pride or
Yes.
yourself.
So www.prideri.com is where you can look up RI Pride's organization. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook just looking at my name.
And look up his name and look up the performance on Rhode Island Pride. It was really good. We'll be back with more right after this.
Thank you.
New England Pride TV with Dale LePage is brought to you in part by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision Realtors, Shancakes, Cruise Planners, S. Bergman Consignment and Gift Boutique, New Oval Restaurant, Safe Homes, Bay State Savings Bank, and Paul Chasen Interior Design. And now back to New England Pride TV with Dale LePage.
And we are now joined by Stephen McInnes, who is the president of the New Hampshire Gay Men's Chorus. Welcome to New England Pride TV.
Thank you, Dale. It's a real pleasure to be here today.
Now, I'm very excited to interview you because I love music. Everyone who knows me and watches the show know I love music. And can you tell me a little bit about how long have you been president of the...
I have been president last year. This is my second year as being president.
And
yes.
how's it going so far?
It seems to be going quite well. We
All right.
have a wonderful group of people, great board, wonderful support from the community.
You know what, that means everything.
Absolutely.
It takes a village. It truly takes a village.
Yes, it does.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about the beginning of the New Hampshire Gay Men's Chorus?
It started back in 1998 in Manchester, New Hampshire, with a small group of 12 people.
I
was not one of the members back then.
You
no.
were not?
I was not. I have been with them for 10 years now.
Okay.
We do have one member still left who was in that original...
From the original cast?
The original cast.
Of Dreamgirls?
Yes. Absolutely. And he's a first tenor, and he's...
Which is very hard to come by.
It's
Tenors, yes.
Tenors, yes. First tenors, you're right. They're more difficult to come by. First tenor, and he's still going strong and loves every minute of it.
That's wonderful. Now, what's his name?
Stephen Valito.
Stephen Valito, if he's watching, which he should be. Hi, Stephen Valito.
Hi there.
Thanks for sticking with us, with them. Now, let me ask you one more question about the chorus itself. How many members are in the chorus now?
As of Tuesday, we have 34 members, which is the largest group that we've ever had.
That's phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
As of this past Tuesday?
This past Tuesday at first rehearsal.
Is that because you just had auditions to be...
We have auditions, and we have 2 more auditions coming up. We hold 3 weeks of auditions every single season. We have 2 seasons a year.
When you say 3 weeks, of is it every day for 3 weeks?
Every Tuesday that we have rehearsal.
Okay.
For 3 weeks.
And people come in with their sheet music, or they sing a cappella, or?
Very, very simple audition. We try to be as welcoming as possible to everyone. Only thing we do is we put you with the director, and he sees if you can match pitch, so he can tell which section to put you in.
Gotcha. Very democratic.
Absolutely.
Now, what kind of material, do they choose different material every year?
There different material every year. We have, again, 2 seasons. We have the winter season. There is some secular, but there's a lot of religious music that's put in that as well. The spring shows are usually fun. And go all over the place. We've done swing, we've done 70s.
Oh, that's the spring.
That's the spring season.
The spring season?
Yes.
Spring is swing.
Spring is swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where do you perform? You must go outside of New Hampshire. You must.
We have performed outside of New Hampshire. We've performed in Northampton, Mass.
Oh, it's beautiful there.
Absolutely gorgeous there.
Yeah.
We have performed in Vermont as well, and we are looking to do some joint ventures with, say, the Maine Gay Men's Chorus.
Okay, and you know what? You're here today, so have you ever thought about coming out to Worcester to do a show?
We would love to come out to Worcester.
I would love to, yeah. You now have a connection.
Nice, absolutely. If they want us to come, we will come.
I'm going to actually try to make sure that happens. Now, you are the president. You've been the president for 2 years. For our viewers at home who would like to find out more about the New Hampshire Gay Men's Chorus, can you tell them where they might be able to go to find out information?
Absolutely. If you want to go to our website, which is nhgmc.com, all the information is there. It gives you the dates that we're performing, any information that you might need for auditioning. You can like our Facebook page. We do have a Twitter account. So hopefully we are well connected social media-wise.
I love that. Now, I'm going to personally try and make sure that you come to Worcester, Massachusetts.
Nice.
Because there's some beautiful venues here that you can perform at.
Yes.
And I want to thank you so much for being here today. And I have a little surprise for you. At the end of this show, we'll be playing a little snippet of your chorus.
Oh, nice.
Because you got to perform, and it was on CNN, correct?
C-SPAN.
C-SPAN.
National television.
That's a very big deal.
It was.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
Hey Dale, it's me, Miss Lady Sabrina. So, we have more letters. Let's see what we have. Before I begin, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be at All-Star Mondays in Boston on October 10th, Bobby's Place in Taunton on October 8th. I'm at Oz in Springfield for the, October 7th and 28th, and I will be at the Hanover Theater in Worcester for the Rocky Horror Picture Show on October 28th. Lastly, I'll also be at the California Room in Hudson for a Halloween show on the 22nd. All right, now let's get to the letter. Dear Lady Sabrina, I, too, am a drag queen, but I am also, shockingly enough, a femboy at that. I have tried finding love, but men always seem to tell me that I only date masculine men, or, sorry, if I wanted to be with a drag queen, I would just date a woman. I try to explain to them that there's a huge difference, but they don't want to listen. I don't want to give up drag because it's something that I love to do. But at the same time, I don't want to miss out on finding love while doing something I love. What should I do? Let me tell you, this is something that plagues drag performers across. It's people being able to be mature enough to separate who you are from what you do. Well, let's get into this and see how far we can get today. All right? Dear Queen with No King, first off, there's nothing wrong with being a femboy. You know, quitting drag, limiting yourself to finding someone will only be a short-term solution. If you're not completely yourself, then you're lying to everyone involved, including yourself. It sounds like you're choosing men that are not looking for you. You need to fix your process to finding men. These men seem to want a different type than you. Here's my thoughts. All right? You need to decide what type of men you like. After that's done, then you need to be completely honest with yourself. Many men, I know, try and tailor themselves for the men they date. You know, they omit parts of themselves and try and fit what other people want from you. You know, and then they're shocked when it fails. You know, it's like if you're not being your complete self, then how can you expect anyone to love you completely? Finding love is difficult, but it's more difficult when you're looking at men that are not looking for you. Be you. Be over the top you. Be the one they're going to want to know. Only then will you attract the ones that value your distinct look and personality. You know, if the guy doesn't like you for doing drag, then he's not the one for you, period. You know, turn on one heel and keep looking. When you buy a drag outfit, do you choose the one that's too small and the one that you'll have to alter yourself to wear? You know, or do you choose the one that fits and flatters you? See where I'm going with this? You know, you have to, if you have an online personal, review them, reread them, and see if they're a true representation of who you are. If they aren't, fix it. You know, don't lead off with a lie. Better to be alone for the right reasons than with someone for the wrong reasons. You know, any time that you're stepping into a situation where you feel that you have to alter a situation, you're already making yourself less than and the other person more important. And that's never a good start. You know, if you can't walk into a situation and love and appreciate someone and feel that love and appreciation in return, then that's not the right place for you to be. And it will only wind up blowing up in your face later. You know, you also have to look at how much of your insecurities are based on your issues and not what other people are feeling. And maybe that's why you're hiding some of these things. You know, it does take, you know, turning the microscope on yourself and really looking deep to see, you know, where some of these things are based out of. If you're just choosing the wrong men, easy fix. But if you're choosing the wrong men because there are pieces of you that you're trying to leave behind, that's different. You need to work on those things. And if you can't figure it out by yourself, go find a therapist, or send me a letter, or find me on Facebook and call me and I'll work through it with you. You know, I have been a drag queen for almost 30 years now. Actually, it's 30 years this year. And I have had my fair share of people who didn't appreciate, you know, who I was or what I did, or thought that it lessened me as a man because I did drag. Screw them. Bottom line, I'm happy. I found someone who appreciates me. You know, and that's because I didn't water down my wants and needs to fit someone else. And that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you're taking care of your needs and putting your needs first, and not watering down what you want just to be loved. I hope this finds you well, and I hope that that helps. Love and light. Back to you, Dale. Mwah.
We are here now with Mr. Joseph Santagato, who is here to talk about the LGBTQ adoption process and what that entails. And he's going to tell us about his missions and statements and everything that you have that's coming up for the wonderful world of families in the LGBTQ community, right?
Sure, thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me.
It is our pleasure. Now, you were one of the first people to reach out to become a guest here on New England Pride TV. And when I found out what you did, I was like, we've got to get this guy on here. And you're finally here. Now, first of all, let's talk about you and your background in this.
Sure. So, I'm a gay-identified adoptive parent. My husband and I, almost 20 years ago now, started this whole process. And I'm proud to say we have 7 children that we've adopted from foster care over that time and have been foster parents to others. So we have kids that are 6, 11, 16, 18, 21, 22, and 25 right now.
You have a lot of love to give. That is so inspirational.
It's a lot of love.
Beautiful.
A lot of love. And we were early pioneers in that process, too. Not to say that the people weren't adopting prior to the 90s when we started, but really, when you think about families being formed and you think about the impact of gay marriage and how things have changed within our community, a lot of it was happening, right, in that late 90s.
You were pioneers in the field.
Kind of.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now you are speaking.
I am. So my background in communications took me to a place in all of this work where I engaged with the Department of Children and Families. I've done a lot of volunteer work, continue to do a lot of volunteer work with them. I'm the president of the Worcester West Area Advisory Board for the department. I serve on a statewide LGBTQ committee and some other various works. But I also am the director of communications for the Massachusetts Adoption Resource Exchange, and so I'm so pleased to say that.
Now explain to me what that is.
Sure. So the Massachusetts Adoption Resource Exchange is an organization that works with state foster care to help find homes for children who typically might be a little bit harder to place. And that could include anything from having special needs to being part of a sibling group. At any given time, there's thousands of children in care within the state, and usually around 600 or more that are looking for permanent homes. And so we work in lockstep with the department to help find homes for children throughout Massachusetts.
How do you go? What's that process like?
Sure. So for people who are interested or who may know about us, we have all kinds of points of engagement. So we have a great website at mareinc.org, and that is a way in which you can look at waiting children, look at how the process unfolds, connect with resources within our organization that can help you as a family get questions answered and move forward in your quest for parenting, right?
Right.
But also a lot of community-based events. So we have a number of signature events. Our corporate partner is Jordan's Furniture, and we have a number of events throughout the year, including an Assumption College event every other year in Worcester, Massachusetts. And so we do that work. I also do work through Adopt U.S. Kids, which is a national parent organization that we work with in a grant-funded program to bring the message about adoption out to the Commonwealth. And right now we're focused on teen adoption. You might have seen some of our commercials. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
I actually have seen that, and I wanted to talk to you about that now. Yeah. How are you involved with that?
Yep. So we work in conjunction with national partners, Ad Council, Adopt U.S. Kids, the Adoption Exchange Association, to help bring messages about adoptive parenting out into the community. And so we do it in a variety of ways. It's through the placement of those TV ads. Those in certain markets may see billboards of ours. We have all kinds of engagements, and engagements like this, where we get to talk one-on-one with someone about the process.
Get your message out there. Now, let me just ask you one more quick question. What percentage do you think of the LGBTQ community is involved with adoptions?
Sure. So speaking for the Massachusetts Adoption Resource Exchange, in 2015, we know that 20% of our households were LGBTQ parent identified.
20%?
1 in 5.
That's amazing. I love that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So we're incredibly affirming and open to talking to anyone who might have interest.
Now, can you tell our viewers at home how they might find out more? What's the website again, please?
Sure. So a great resource is within our brand is adoptmassachusettskids.org, and that will lead you to a variety of informational resources, including how to become an adoptive parent, and you can learn more about the kids waiting.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us today and sending such a wonderful, positive message about adoption in the LGBT community. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back after this.
It's time to go out with Joe. On this edition of Out with Joe on New England Pride TV, we take a look at Wow in Cow. That's right, Wings Over Worcester in the city of Worcester. Wings Over Worcester, an independently owned franchise at 1 Kelly Square in Worcester. The Wings Over chain has 37 locations and begun almost 3 decades ago in the back of a bar located in a hangar in Amherst, Massachusetts. Wings here in Worcester celebrated their 10-year anniversary this past August, and we in the greater Worcester area have come to know what great wings and waffle fries are. And by comparison, most others fall short for us. The good news is, Wings Over Worcester has the same menu at all locations, and the quality, taste, and product are consistent. And I would like to think the service would be too, but I wouldn't be surprised if Worcester staff were just a little bit more on their game. Our very own local franchise is gay-owned and operated, and we caught up with one half of that power couple, Matt Kamens. Well, Matthew, thank you so much for supporting all the organizations that you do, and I know that you're a big supporter of community organizations tied to the community like Safe Homes.
Yeah, Safe Homes is one.
See you on Worcester Pride as well.
Yeah, we're a big sponsor of Worcester Pride and especially of the youth dance that they hold every year.
That's wonderful. And now what would you do for the youth dance? Do you get involved with just sending a bunch of wings over, or what do you do there?
Well, that's what they ask us to do. So, you know, I'm not a very good dancer or band leader, so what I can do is the wings, and that's what they get.
You do what you know, and you know wings.
Exactly.
And as far as Worcester Pride goes, this year, Worcester Pride is, I think, have done themselves by adding some great additional features that we haven't had in years past, like the bridge lighting and brunch on that Sunday, Pride Week. You're involved with the Youth Pride. Are we going to see Wings of Worcester throughout Worcester Pride?
Absolutely, yeah. Those guys do a great job, and I think every year it's just getting better. We came here 10 years ago, and every year it just keeps on growing and growing and growing, so we're very much looking forward to seeing how the week goes.
Now, how is it to be in business with your life partner?
You know, we get along really well. We each just take on different aspects of the business, and we make it work.
You don't see too much of each other?
I could never see too much of him.
That is a great answer, guys. Listen to that. That one saves you all the time. Matthew, again, thank you so much for participating in Out with Joe and being part of New England Pride TV. And again, I wish you all the continued success.
And same to you.
Matt and his partner are huge supporters of the community as well as all youth and civic groups. You can check out Wings locations and menu at wingsover.com. For more great profiles, check out outwithjoe.tv and watch complete New England Pride TV shows at newenglandpride.tv. For New England Pride TV, I'm Joe Mangiacotti.
And there you have it, folks. Sadly, we come to the end of another edition of New England Pride TV. We'd like to thank our terrific guests we had today. I just looked over at the chair because there's no guest there, so I don't know what I'm looking at. We'd like to thank our sponsors because without our sponsors, we would not be here. And we'd like to end with a saying that we always do, which is please do not be afraid to shine your light because you may be lighting the way for somebody else. Until next time.
Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, home of
Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us, show us, show us you got New England pride. I said New England pride.